All right, welcome back. C Programming Skills using Replit. I'm Norman McIntyre. We're going to continue on this food menu program. First, I want to cover some key skills that you'll be learning as you go through this program as we write it step by step. Number one, you're going to learn about what are called selection statements. And we'll look at the different major ways you use selection statements. Number one, we're going to begin with what's called an if statement. We'll use this to ask the question, do you want to see today's specials? So we'll have if, and if you say yes, and only if you say yes, then our if condition will take you down that path. As you can imagine, when you're writing code, many times you need to ask a question, and based on the answer to that question or based on the condition in your program, you'll say if this, and if it's true, then you'll do a particular operation. Now there's a second way you can use an if statement, and that is an if else. And again, you can imagine there are cases where you want to do if it's true, do this, and if it's false, do something else. So again, an if else thing. And an example of this is like takeout. Do you want takeout or do you want delivery? So if you want takeout, you're going to do one thing. If you want delivery, you'll do something else. There's yet another one. You could have if, a condition, else, check something else check this, else. In other words, if else, and finally an else at the end if everything fails. This one you don't see used quite as much, but it allows you when you want to ask multiple questions. It's more than just a single condition. It's even more than just a true-false condition. You want to check multiple things. An example is you may want to say, if you're paying by credit card, do this. Else, if you're paying by cash, do this. Else, if you're paying by crypto, do this, and so forth. So if, else, if, and then an else as the final ending. And remember, we're going to write code so you can see all of these in action so you'll get experience with them. The last one you see, and this one you see quite often, is called a switch statement. And the switch statement, you literally do what's called a switch based on a condition. Let me give a simple case. You may have a menu item, like we'll have in ours, where you can select, and if you press the letter A, you select apple. If you select B, you select burger. If you select the letter C, you select corn on the cob, and so forth. So your switch statement could be switching on which letter you selected. Did you select that letter A, or did you select the letter B or the letter C, and so forth. So this way it simplifies when you've got lots of conditions you want to check for. You can put them all in what's called a switch statement. So again, we will see all of these in action. You'll write code during this lesson. And in fact, I'd say the biggest outcome of this lesson is to know how to use if statements and how to use switch statements. Now, related to that, we said you're going to be checking a condition. Like this bullet at the top says if condition. Well, how do you check conditions? It turns out you can use a set of what are called relational operators, and I've listed them here. And these, memorize them. You'll be using them forevermore. And actually, it's not even hard to memorize because there are only 6 of them, and they break down really into groups of 2. For example, starting at the top, you can check to see if 2 things are equal or if they're not equal. So for example, let's say you have a number 1 and a number 2. So you have 2 variables. We've talked about variables, how variables can hold data inside of them. And suppose we have one that says num1 and num2. Well, you can check to see if it's equal. Are those variables equal, or are they not equal? And notice the syntax. The equal is 2 equal signs, and the not equal is the exclamation equal. So that taken together, the syntax, the language, the C language sees equal and not equal. Of course, we also know you can check less than and greater than. In fact, you see the symbols, the less than symbol and the greater than symbol, just like you've used in your math classes. And then finally, the 2 at the bottom, less or equal or greater or equal. And notice the syntax from there. It's just like you'd say it. The less than sign followed by the equal sign, and the greater than sign followed by the equal sign. So these relational operators, notice each one has two characters back to back, and they make the relation, they basically check for the condition using these operators. So is num1 equal to num2? Or is num1 not equal to num2? Or is num1 less than? Or is num1 greater than? Or less than equal? Or greater than equal? Okay, last one here for our introduction to the skills we'll be learning. There's also called logical operators. And here for the logical operators, the same thing. You're inside checking for a condition, and you might want to check, do you have a condition where you have an and condition? And an and condition is when you have two or more things that are true. For example, suppose you've ordered drinks, right? This is our menu program, and drinks have been ordered, and the drink count is greater than 3. And notice how I put parentheses around the drink count greater than 3. So that's one condition. That's going to be true or false. And let's say it is true. Let's say you have 4 drinks. So that would be true. And you ordered drinks. Now, the way this works, if you did not order drinks, then there's even no need to check the drink count. So this is an example where both of these have to be true. Only if you order drinks and if the drink count is greater than 3, then maybe you supply a drink holder, right? So the person picking up their food can carry all the drinks. So that's called an and condition. Notice the two symbols for the and condition. And then you have the or condition. The or condition, these are the 2 vertical bars, and then it checks the or condition, meaning the example I give here, if you ordered fries or you ordered a burger. So if you ordered fries or you ordered burgers, perhaps you'll ask if the user wants ketchup, for example. So you'd only ask that question if they ordered fries or they ordered a burger. So notice you'd ask it if they ordered fries, you'd ask it if they ordered a burger, or you'd ask it if they ordered both fries and a burger. So the or condition, either one can be true. The and condition, everything has to be true in that and condition. And finally, we have a not. Notice it's just the exclamation mark. The exclamation is not, and that is basically you're checking for the not condition. So the example I give here, if, notice there's something called charge approved. Well, here we put the exclamation in front of that. So we're saying if not charge approved. In other words, if your charge was not approved, the credit card company did not approve your charge card transaction, then cancel the order. So notice the exclamation is the not sign. So make sure you know those, the and, the or, and the not. And again, these are called logical operators. All right, thanks for making it this far. More to come in the next video. In fact, we'll actually start on version 1 of this program. I'm Norman McIntyre. Thanks as always for watching.